Thank you, Minister, and good morning. As the Minister mentioned, 163 locally acquired cases were identified in the 24 hours to 8 o'clock last night. 87 of these locally acquired were linked to known cases or cluster, and the source of 42 remain under investigation. One new case was acquired overseas. There have been 1,940 locally acquired cases since this epidemic began on the 16th of June. Pleasingly, we saw over 93,000 tests in the community, which is a record. Sadly, there was a death announced yesterday in a man in his 80s from Sydney southwest, which is included in today's numbers. And New South Wales Health, we express our condolences to the man's family. That brings to 62 people who have died related to the pandemic, including 6 in the current outbreak. We've got a number of areas of concern where we're calling out people to be particularly cautious for monitoring for symptoms and coming forward for testing at even the mildest of symptoms. On the North Coast, that's Coffs Harbour and Byron Bay. In southern New South Wales, that's Moss Vale, Goulburn, Marulan. In Western New South Wales, Orange. In Western Sydney, the Cumberland LGA, particularly Merrylands, Guildford and Greystanes, Toongabbie, Seven Hills, Pendle Hill, Mount Druitt, Rooty Hill, Blacktown. In northern Sydney, Belrose. In the inner west, Lakemba, Roselands, Punchbowl, Wiley Park, Belmore, Burwood, Campsie. In southwestern Sydney, Fairfield LGA, which includes Smithfield and a range of other places. Liverpool LGA, particularly Hoxton Park, Carnes Hill, Voyager Point. Canterbury Bankstown, particularly Sefton, Uguna and Chester Hill. And Campbelltown, particularly Bardia. In southeast Sydney, Georges River, Bayside, Sutherland, Haymarket, and Wollongong and Port Kembla in the Illawarra. There was an event in Pendle Hill where we're concerned about where there seemed to be 18 cases associated with a family gathering, which took place following a tragedy in the family. It's an example of how families coming together, even in tragic times, can actually, when you're naturally grieving, can be a risk where COVID can easily take hold and spread among family members and then out to their households and further afield. We're working very closely with the community and community leaders to try and make sure that all those family members are tested and isolated. The Minister mentioned just how serious this disease is, and the numbers in hospitalisation is quite serious. We've got 139 people with COVID admitted to hospital at the moment. 37 are in intensive care and 17 require ventilation. And 55 of those people are aged under 55, so they're not all old people. In fact, 28 are under 35 years of age. By vaccination status, of those 37 people in ICU, 36 are not vaccinated, and 1 is partially vaccinated, having received a first dose of AstraZeneca. The Minister mentioned Cumberland and Blacktown LGAs are now part of the new order for authorised workers to only leave the areas. I'm going to read the list of suburbs there because there's quite a lot, but it's important people know what those suburbs are. In Cumberland, Auburn, Baralla, Chester Hill, Fairfield, Girraween, Granville, Greystanes, Guildford, Guildford West, Hollyroyd, Homebush West, Lidcombe, Mays Hill, Merrylands, Merrylands West, Pummelway, Pendle Hill, Prospect, Regents Park, Brookwood, Smithfield, South Granville, South Wentworthville, Toongabbie, Wentworthville, Westmead, Wood Park and Eunora. And in Blacktown, Acacia, Angus, Arndell Park, Bidwell, Blackett, Blacktown, Bunjarribi, Colby, Dean Park, Durrock, Duneside, Eastern Creek, Emerton, Glendenning, Glenwood, Gratham Farm, Hassel Grove, Peppersham, Huntingwood, Kellyville Ridge, Kings Langley, Kings Park, Laylaw Park, Lethbridge Park, Murrayong, Marsden Park, Milandbar, Minchinbury, Mount Druitt, Naremba, Fields, Oakhurst, Parkley, Plumpton, Prospect, Quakers Hill, Richards, Riverston, Rooty Hill, Ropes Crossing, Rouse Hill, Schofields, Seven Hills, Shalvey, Shanes Park, Stanhope Gardens, St Mary's, Tallawong, The Ponds, Toongabbie, Tregear, Vineyard, Wayland, Wilmot and Woodcroft. Thanks very much.